Hello, you guys. I am hopping on with a fun project share using some new dies from KLJUYP over on AliExpress. I will link everything in the description box below. These dies were sent to me for free as part of the design team, and I've tried to create some fun goodies to inspire you and hopefully give you some ideas. Okay, so first up, I want to share with you guys this journal making die, okay? If you like to make journals or you want to make journals, this is the die for you, okay? This takes all of the guesswork out of it. Super, super fun. It comes with all these extra bits. I did not use these. I just used the large frame pieces, but so quick and easy. You don't have to measure. It's great. So let me share with you first how I put it together. So this is actually one that I made by mistake. It comes with two separate pieces, a large outside piece, which has no stitching, and then the layering piece, which does have the stitching, and I wasn't paying attention, and I cut all my pieces out of the stitched paper and stapled them together, and then realized, wait, this is not the outside piece. But this is good because it'll show you kind of how I put it together. So for this one, I did just staple it. You don't need a long arm stapler for this particular book. A regular stapler does fit. So I just, put all my pieces together. I cut out 4 sheets and then folded each one individually in half and then lined them up and then, put it in my stapler and stapled once and twice. And that is holding it together just fine. Works really well. And then, that gives me several pages of my little journal. So you can make a journal, a mini album, a embellishment book, whatever you like. So that's kind of how you put it together. I will say, for the sake of the one that I made, I did do something a little bit different, so I'll show you. So let me show you first what I made. So this is the album that I created. I think it turned out so stinking cute. I am using the Merry Mingle collection from from Bella Boulevard. I'm really loving this collection a lot. It's very fun. And yeah, I just, this is the outside cover of the album. Let me show you the whole thing and then I'll kind of walk you through how I put it together. But this is the front. I used one of the Bella Pops on the front and then some ephemera pieces and put on some little sequins and seed beads. And then I did put some fun pom-pom trim. And it's got like a little tuck spot here. And then this one here, I put this trim and I've got this paper clip. These are the bows from Michaels. They are the miniature bows. Ashland, this is actually what they are right here. Ashland Mini Decorations. And I took the thing off the back and put it on a paper clip. And that turned out super, super cute. It even looks pretty good from the back. So yeah, really like that. This one here, I left this top part open so you could tuck something inside behind the Santa if you wanted to. Let's see. This page just has some trim down the side. This one I stitched here so you could tuck some stuff behind here if you want to. This one has a cute little tab and a little ribbon tab up here that I stitched on. And then this one has a little lift spot here. This is one of the bow sets. I just glued this on, but you can, let me see if I have a piece of paper anywhere. Hold on. You can slide something up underneath the bow. So I only glued it at the top, and it's, able to tuck something up underneath it. But this is the bow die I'll show you in just a second from KLJUYP. Super cute. And I just let it hang over the top, which I think is fun. Here's another tuck spot. I put one of those playing cards from Dollar General in here. I think this playing cards match this collection really well. So cute. Over here, I stitched some trim. I've got a little ephemera piece and a paper clip, and there's another little paper clip here that I made. These are the little, I don't know what these are called, some kind of pom-pom from Temu, and I just glued it on top of this paper clip. Thought that turned out really cute. Here's one of those bookmarks from Marshall's. And I left this band part open so you could tuck stuff inside there. And then over here, this is a little ephemera piece from that DCWV stuff that we got last year from Joann's. And then the ribbon trim from Marshall's. This is a little cupcake pick. I just left them on the pick and tucked them inside. And then this is like a little pocket, so there's some little ephemera pieces tucked in. Super cute. And then over here, I just glued some pom-poms down on this trim. They were hanging off, but they seemed too spread out to me. I didn't like it. So I ended up just gluing them on top. I like this better. So, and then I've got this little elf clip up here. So cute. I love that little elf. And then this is the back, and this is another ephemera piece. Okay, so that's the little journal. So let's go over a couple things that I did to make it. So first of all, I cut all of the large pieces out of white, and then I cut all the smaller pieces, the ones with the stitching, out of my pattern papers. Okay. Now what I did differently was I trimmed them. So instead of gluing them straight across, kind of like I think you're supposed to, I instead cut mine down the center. So right here, I trimmed on this side, and then I trimmed on this side, because sometimes when you glue paper down, you layer it, and then you try to fold it in half, it buckles a little bit, and it doesn't quite move smoothly the way you want it to. Sometimes. It depends on how thick the paper is, and this paper I'm using is pretty thick. So I decided it would be better if I just trimmed it and then had a layering piece. And then it made it a little easier to kind of vary up where the papers went. So that's what I did for each of these. So you'll see there's like a white seam down each page, which I'm totally fine with. That does not bother me at all. And you can see my staples there. Again, totally fine with it. Now, on the outside, I did the exact same thing. But what I did was I die cut a little like folded paper here. So if you see, like this, and when I glued it down, I glued only this side, and I left this side with no glue, because see how it buckles when you open it like that. I wanted to leave room for the book to be able to do that. It's just the way it works when you fold paper and glue it down. So I put that there to cover the staples, but I left the thing open with no glue, so that when you open the book all the way, it doesn't try to pull it or mess it up. So that's what I did. And I'm super happy with it. I think it turned out so stinking cute. I made this in one day. It was very quick and easy. Now, I did not stitch on every single page like I did in previous journals that I made. That would have taken more time. But I did do some stitching, you know, here and here. And so some of the things are stitched, just not everything is stitched. So but it was pretty nice to already have everything die cut in the correct size, and I didn't have to guess about that, which made putting the book together like pretty easy. So yeah, highly, highly recommend this. It is so stinking cute. Let me see if I can measure it for you. I have a different mat down. I was hoping it would get rid of this glare, but it's not. It's not any better, so we'll just have to deal with the glare, I guess. So the book, when you put it together, the actual book part is about 3 3/4 wide by 5 inches tall. And it's really cute. It's a really cute little book. So yeah, I just love how this turned out. I think it is super, super fun. So yeah, definitely a must-have. The book is for sure something you should grab, especially if you are wanting to put together some journals, or if you like to put together journals. So, and I did mine with staples, but you can absolutely stitch it. You could put rings in it. You can punch holes in it. You know, you can bind it however you want to. There's lots of different binding options out there. So I just decided to staple mine together. And I did staple it before I started decorating, which I think helped because it was less bulky at that point. So super cute. Okay, so there is the journal. All right, let me move that over to the side and let's look at the other goodies. So this is the bow set that I was talking about. And this is the die set here. I used, I think, the largest one. Let me double check that. Comes in 3 sizes. And yes, I used the largest size. And the large size is about 2.5 inches by about close to 2.25 inches. Okay, so super cute. I did make 3 of them. I made this pink one, and I just kind of layered it up with some foam. Really cute. And I flipped up the little edges here to give it just some dimension. And then I made this yellow one. And then I made the blue one that is on this page. So really, really fun die set. Those are super, super cute bows. Very fun. And then I made this little milk carton. This was so fun to make. It's so cute. So yeah, I'm still using that same collection. And I just layered up some ephemera pieces here. It does come with some flowers, but I had these flowers in my stash already made, so I just popped these on here. Somebody made those for me. Flowers are not my best skill. When I make them, they don't look nearly as cute as when other people make them. But super cute. Love those. And I just tied some ribbon. What I did was I punched some little tiny holes up here at the top and then threaded my ribbon through to close it. You could also use Velcro or those little magnets, whatever you like. Again, I put the holes in the top. They did not already come that way. And then this is the inside of the box, and I did line it with some cute paper. And yeah, this is so adorable. I think I am going to make some rosettes to package up in here. It's like the perfect size for rosettes, I think. And that would be a cute thing that you could put in this box. It is 3 inches, well, almost 3 inches. It is 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So it's a square. So I think for sure, I don't have any rosettes here on my desk, but I definitely think you could fit some in here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, really, really love this. Love how this turned out. And this was so quick and easy to put together. You just cut the die out. Let me find it for you. You cut the large piece out twice, and then there's a base piece, a square. You cut that out one time, and everything else is layering pieces. So, it's very easy to put together. So, yeah, really love that. Love how that turned out. I also put together these little memory decks cards. These are super fun as well. I love that it has the layering piece on here. And, you know, so you can make the back part sturdy with your heavy duty cardstock and then put the fun pattern paper on top. I did put a couple of rosettes on here. I've got a crepe paper rosette and then a regular rosette here. And then this banner piece, which is from KS Craft. And then lots of ephemera pieces layered up here. So I thought that was super fun. And then this is the mini memory decks card, which is so fun as well. It's like a little baby sized one. Super, super cute. And again, I just layered it up with a bunch of die cut pieces and all of that good stuff. This little banner piece comes in the die set, this white one with the little polka dot tab, and then I just die cut a sentiment from the collection and added it on here. But I do love this little stitch tag piece. That's really cute. So very, very fun. I just love how that turned out. And let's see here. This is the die set here that it comes with. So it comes with the large set, the mini set, and then the layering pieces that you need. Okay, and then the last thing I have to share is this bag. So I shared this on my last video, but I hadn't decorated it yet. So now I've got it decorated, and it's so stinking cute. It does come with a shaker frame. I did not use the frame, but I did use the square piece that's inside the frame. So this polka dot piece is what cuts out of the frame. And so I use that as my background. I used one of those plastic snowflakes and some ephemera from the collection and just layered it up. And then I put a little bow on there and one of those like wreath cabochons. These little ornaments here, I just hauled these from Dollar General right here. And I just have that hanging off the side. And then these little bows, I think I got those off Temu a while back. So super, super fun. Love how that came out. So adorable. I love this bag. I'm going to package up some fun goodies in here and send this off in some happy mail. But yeah. Love, love, love. Loving this release so, so much. So that's what I have so far. I do have a couple other die sets to use still, but I've had a lot of fun so far working with these, and I can't wait to dive into the other ones and make some cute goodies. And again, I just really love how this little journal turned out. I think it's just so, so cute and so sweet, and I love that the die set makes it so easy to create. Okay, so again, I will leave all the links in the description box below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them there, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.